Hello, everyone. My name is Beth Enslin, and I am honored to welcome you to this month's webinar. The topic is Summer Shape Up, Energize Your Health for the Season. Perfect timing, right? We just had the first day of summer last week. So we have a great presentation for you tonight. So whether you're watching us live or you're catching us on the replay, we hope you enjoy the information that's going to be shared and just take a few, so you'll be able to take a few tips home with you. So I'd like you to introduce to you our presenters. So Kate Carpio and Joanne Gallagher. They are both certified professional health and wellness coaches through the Institute of Integrative Nutrition, as well as certified Optavia coaches. So Kate, I'm going to hand this right over to you.
Awesome. Hi, everyone. I am Kate Carpio, as Beth just said, and I am so glad that you are with us here tonight. So whether you're watching this live or you're catching it on the replay, thank you for showing up for you. Taking 30 minutes to invest in your health, especially during a busy season, it's really something worth celebrating.
And I'm Joanne, also a certified health and wellness coach. And we're just two real women who've walked this journey and are here to share some of our favorite tips for staying healthy, energized, and sane this summer. So let's be honest, summer can be amazing, but it also brings its own set of challenges: barbecues, vacations, disrupted routines, kids home from school, late nights, and suddenly our own wellness can take a back seat.
Exactly. And that's why tonight it's really about realistic strategies, no strict plans, no perfect days, right? This is just some simple shifts. It's a hard word to say. Some simple shifts, right? To really help you feel strong, clear-headed, and in control of your choices, whether you're poolside or road tripping. We know some people who just did that, or really just trying to survive the humidity.
So tonight, this is what we're going to dive into. We're going to talk about hydration because, yes, that's important, movement that fits into real life, mindset resets, and building momentum without burnout.
We want you to walk away with a few aha moments, really, that you will maybe take at least home one tip that you're excited to try. So grab your notebook or your phone, silence the distractions, right, if you can, and really treat this next, 20, 25 minutes left as your reset button.
So let's set the intention for tonight. What is one word you want to feel more of this summer? We have some examples for you right on the slide, but take a moment and decide. Strong, calm, energized, confident, present. Keep that word in the forefront of your mind throughout tonight's session and the next 12 weeks of summer. So drop in the chat, what's one word you want to feel more of this summer? I have energized, grounded. That's a good one. Happy.
Alive
Or
is in there. That's a great one.
alive. That's a great one. Awesome. Great. So remember that. So let's start with hydration. I'll be honest, this has been a big struggle for me, especially over this winter. I just moved to New York and it has been freezing outside, and actually it's still cold, and you can see that I'm in my little office down in the lobby of the apartment building where I'm living, and they still have the heat on and they still have the fire going. So drinking cold water has really sounded like torture for me. And sometimes I start my day with coffee because it's warm, and I forget to drink anything else until almost dinner time. Can anyone else relate?
Totally. Right. And Joanne, you are not alone. A lot of people are surprised to learn that dehydration is one of the most common and most overlooked reasons why we feel tired, cranky, and even hungry during the day. So here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, if you are dragging by mid-afternoon, it might not be that you're lazy or unmotivated. And we would never say that you are, but sometimes we have that little voice in our heads that tell us we are. It really could just be that your body is thirsty.
Exactly. I actually started noticing that I was getting more headaches and craving salty snacks midday. And at first I thought I was just stressed, but it turns out I really was just dehydrated. Once I got more consistent with my water, my energy thankfully started to shift.
That is so awesome. Hydration plays a huge role in how we feel, and it's mentally as well as physically. It affects our digestion, it affects our brain function, it affects our energy, it affects our even our skin. And here's the kicker. By the time you feel thirsty, you are already mildly dehydrated.
So let's talk about electrolytes too, because it's not just about chugging more water. Electrolytes like sodium, potassium, magnesium, and calcium help your body actually absorb the water you're drinking. And it regulates things like muscle contraction, nerve function, and fluid balance. So if you're sweating a lot, working out, and spending time in the sun, or even flying or drinking alcohol, your body may need more support than just plain water.
And especially women. We can be more sensitive to electrolyte imbalances, especially when we're dehydrated. That lightheaded feeling when you stand up, that 3 p.m. crash, right? That leaves many of us reaching for coffee or sugar.
Mm.
Electrolytes really could be playing a role in that.
So, what can you do? It doesn't have to be complicated. You can add a pinch of sea salt to your water, especially in the morning. It helps with absorption and energy. You can also try a clean electrolyte powder. Just watch for the ones that aren't full of sugar or artificial sweeteners.
Yes, that's super important. I personally use electrolytes daily. Unlike you living in New York, I live in Florida. Notice how differently we're dressed.
Yeah.
And
Long
it's right. You have the fire going, I have a fan blowing on me. But it's pretty much hot here all the time, right? But I exercise a lot as well and I sweat a lot. So here's something that you may not know. I found this very interesting, but coconut water is actually considered nature's electrolyte drink. And they say it's perfect for a post-workout or even when it's ridiculously hot outside. I personally, I'm not a coconut fan. I know many, though, who really think this is a great alternative to drinking plain water. And don't forget that hydration also comes from food. Cucumbers, watermelon, strawberries, oranges, even lettuce, right? They have high water content and help keep you hydrated in a pretty delicious way.
Yes, really. And if you're like me and need a little help remembering to drink water, set a reminder on your phone, maybe use an app or get a cute water bottle that you love. Mine has little motivational saying on the side, keep going. I mean, who doesn't love a little cheerleading from the water bottle? Definitely
That's
helps
a-
living.
That's great. Yeah, I mean, always having a water bottle with me at all times, it's fabulous. So I actually also had clients who just wanted to start with like a one simple change, and that a lot of them it's drinking like just one glass of water first thing in the morning. And believe it or not, Joanne, I don't know if this is what you do, but they started drinking it before their coffee, and what
Mhm.
they found was that it actually had a ripple effect on their energy and their digestion, even the cravings like the entire day.
So actually, what I'm doing now is I have a water bottle next to my on my nightstand. So then I say to myself, I'm a healthy person. I'm going to drink this water before I have my coffee, and
Good.
it's room temperature at that time. So it's okay, even though I'm freezing.
Good. There's always a way, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So here's a quick challenge for tomorrow, and for me too to remember. Start your day with 8 to 12 ounces of water and add something hydrating to at least one of your meals. Maybe it could be fruit or a side salad, and track your water for one day and see how close you're getting.
Yeah, I mean, what we typically recommend is 64 ounces a day if, unless you're under some doctor restrictions. So it's great idea to start tracking that, right? And just remember, hydration, it's not about perfection, it's about consistency. And it's one of the easiest ways to start feeling better fast. You don't need a detox, you don't need some trendy drink. Really just give your body what it actually needs. So now, this is fun. We're going to talk about some movement. Now, here's the thing. This is not punishment. This is not go hard or go home, right? It's not something that you dread. Just some simple feel-good movements that work with your life, not against it. I mean, seriously, look at these kids playing jump rope. Do you remember those days?
I do, and I used to love jump rope and even double dutch. That was like my favorite. I loved
Yes.
it. I loved it. So many of us were raised to believe that workouts have to be intense to matter. 45-minute boot camp, dripping sweat, sore for days. But here's the truth. Movement doesn't have to be complicated or painful or time consuming to make a difference. Summer is actually the perfect time to rest that mindset. Longer days, more daylight, fresh air. Think a walk after dinner, dancing in the kitchen, gardening, swimming with your kids, even just stretching on the porch in the morning.
Exactly. Movement, it's about honoring your body, not punishing it. It doesn't have to be long either, right? It could be even 10, 15 minutes of movement, and that can really burst your energy, burst or boost your energy. It can lift your mood and support your metabolism. Think about it as, movement is your medicine.
And one thing that's really worked for me lately is walking when I'm on the phone. If I'm catching up with a friend or I'm hopping on a casual work call, I'll grab my earbuds and walk the neighborhood instead of sitting at my desk. It doesn't take any more time, but it makes a big difference.
That is such a good example. I had a client who used to think that she needed to go to the gym or it didn't count. And once she shifted that and started walking during her daughter's soccer practice, and then she started doing a quick body weight, circuit in the living room, suddenly she was moving more often and she was actually enjoying it.
And Kate, here's the best part. Once you start moving more, your body starts asking for it. So you start sleeping better, you think more clearly, and actually you want to do more because your body remembers how good it feels to move.
Yes, it's exactly it. And when we say that movement builds momentum, right? That's what we're talking about. You don't need to overhaul your whole schedule. You just need to find these little pockets of time, these little windows, 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there. And when you start stacking them together, it really turns into something meaningful.
So here's a quick mindset shift. Don't think of movement as something that takes time. Think of it as something that gives energy. So, what if that 15-minute walk actually gave you the boost to be more present with your family later or helped you focus better at work?
Yes. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to leave this topic with a challenge. What is one way that you enjoy moving that you haven't done in a while? It could be biking, rollerblading, dancing to a video on YouTube, right? I mean, remember those kids that were jump roping, right? Look at these kids. They're ready to play in a pool. Drop it in the chat if you're live with us. And if you're not, if you're watching on the replay, write it down and just commit to something, right? What is one thing that you will try doing just one time this week?
And remember, movement doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to happen. And when you start approaching it with joy instead of dread, it becomes something you really look forward to. So let's shift gears and talk about something that often gets overlooked: mindset. Because all the hydration, movement, and healthy meals in the world won't stick in your headspace if it's working against you.
That's right. That's right. That mindset is such a key part, right? And this is when summer can really stir up those all or nothing patterns because, maybe your schedule's off, you're traveling, there's parties, and suddenly it's like, oh, well, I had chips at the pool. I already messed up for today. Might as well just go all in and fresh start on Monday. I mean, has anyone ever said that? Right? I used to fall into that trap, probably more frequently than I'd like to admit. But truthfully, it never made me feel better.
Same here. That inner critic voice is sneaky. It convinces us that one choice defines the whole day, or that if we weren't perfect, we failed. But here's what we want you to hear loud and clear. One moment does not define your day. One treat doesn't erase your progress. And one off choice doesn't make you a failure.
Yes. I mean, I remind my clients like one choice does not undo your progress, right? It teaches you what you need next. So instead of spiraling, right, that downward spiral out of control, just ask yourself, what is the next best choice that I could make? And that little reframe, it really puts you back in the driver's seat.
And Kate, mindset isn't just about food. It's how you
Mm.
talk to yourself all day long. Are you speaking with compassion or criticism? Would you let someone talk to your best friend or daughter that way, that you're talking to yourself?
Right? And so let's just think of maybe a couple different things that we can maybe say each morning, right? So if you can choose a word or a phrase to set your intention, right? So we set an intention a while ago about how you want to feel, but think of this as you're waking up on a daily basis. So some examples, it could be today I choose ease, or I am making progress, or strong and steady.
Mm.
Um, maybe fuel over frustration, right? Like it doesn't have to be fancy. It just has to feel true for you.
I love that. It anchors your mindset before the chaos of the day can take over. And when you catch yourself spiraling, you can come back to that phrase and it redirects your energy.
Yes. Yes. So here's another great tool. You can write on a sticky note or set it on your phone background. And then the other option is think of that and take 30 seconds and breathe it in, right? Say it out loud when you're in the shower or walking to your car, because these small habits, they create like a mindset foundation, and that helps you stay steady, even when the day does not go as you had planned.
So here's a quick reflection we can all try right now. Close your eyes for a moment and think about the version of you who feels calm, strong, and in control this summer. What is she doing differently? What is she saying to herself? That's the energy you're capable of creating. And it starts with one shift in how you speak to yourself.
Okay, so I got to tell you, Joanne, I just really went into my Wonder Woman pose. I was like, hmm. She was very confident. So, so let's talk about the mindset challenge, right? We're good at giving out these little challenges. So tomorrow morning, we want you to pick out a word or a phrase and say it out loud. And then check in with yourself maybe midday. And did that mindset, did it show up in your actions? And if not, all right, no shame, no judgment, right? Just reset and try it again.
Mindset really isn't about being perfect. It's about being present. And when you lead with intention, everything else becomes easier to align. So let's switch gears and have a little fun. We're going to do some quick fire wellness Q&A. I'm going to ask some questions, Kate will answer, and then we'll flip. And if you're with us live, drop your answer in the chat too. We'd love to hear what you're doing this summer. So Kate, favorite summer snack?
Favorite summer snack. I have been loving, I get the CG's, it's like a plant-based coconut mixed berry flavor yogurt. Even though I don't like coconut, it doesn't taste like coconut, but I love that with, I use a little bit of crushed walnuts. So it's cool, it's creamy, and I get that little crunch, and that adds like the texture and stuff. It's really super refreshing, and there's no dairy, right? Which I know is a bonus for a lot of people, and me. It's one of them. So let me ask you, what is the best way to sneak movement in on a busy day?
Well, maybe when I'm walking, I'll send some voice notes or I can listen to a podcast. It's sort of habit stacking, I guess, right?
Mm,
I literally call it my mental reset loop.
that's great.
So, Kate, go to hydration hack.
My hydration hack is my electrolyte powder. I use it daily. I drink a lot of water, as I mentioned, living in Florida. And so I do that at home. And then when I'm out, like at a restaurant, I always get water with a slice of lemon in it. And it just really wants me, to drink more. So that's what I use. So Joanne, tell me, what is your favorite summer self-care ritual?
So, even though it's chilly today, we had a few really warm days. And so, in my apartment building, we have a rooftop deck. So I grab my book, I bring an iced tea, I don't bring my phone, there's no distractions, just peace. It's absolutely, truly,
Sounds lovely.
yeah. Yeah. So, Kate, best way to bounce back after a not so great eating day.
Okay, so a couple things. Hydrate, right? Drinking that water, moving a little more, right? Making sure that I get my exercise in, and really focusing on my next nourishing meal. No guilt, just moving forward. This actually happened on Sunday. It was my birthday, and I had a slice of cake, and that was it. Like, it didn't put me in a downward. I'd be like, okay, I had a piece. I didn't take anything home with me, left it for someone else, and just continued to move, make sure I got my exercise in and drank some extra water.
Yeah.
So that's my plan. So Joanne, what is your non-negotiable daily habit in the summer?
So morning sunlight, so it warms me up. Even
Mm,
just 5 minutes outside helps me feel grounded and awake.
awesome.
Now, Kate, how about a mindset shift that changed everything?
Mindset shift that changed everything. I think it was realizing that perfection's not realistic. We're human. That progress is really the goal. It's messy and it's honest and it's with that it's totally sustainable. So, um, what is your current? How about what's your favorite healthy swap?
So I was a ranch and carrots and always would have some crudité around. And I found a Greek yogurt ranch dip instead of the bottled stuff. It's easy, it's delicious, and it is so much better for you.
That's awesome.
So, Kate, what would you tell your younger self about wellness?
I would tell my younger self that I'm allowed to rest, that I'm allowed to change my mind, and that I'm allowed to keep trying, no matter how many times it takes. How about you?
This is, you don't have to earn rest. You just need it. You're worth it, and it's tied to how productive you are.
Yeah.
Okay, so now it's everyone's turn. So drop in the chat your favorite summer snack, a daily habit that might keep you grounded, or a mantra that you may be using. We want to hear what's working for you.
Because here's the thing, these little tips, they may seem small, right? But when you string them together, they build a lifestyle. And wellness, it's not about doing everything right, but it's about doing something consistently, right? And that's where the real change happens. So let's take a moment to really recap what we covered tonight, and more importantly, what this means for you. Hydration fuels energy. It helps you think clearly, move better, and really feel more alive. Movement clears your head. It boosts your mood, your focus, and your confidence. And then you have that mindset that keeps you going. It's the difference between giving up and going forward. Do you see how it's all connected?
And the best part, you don't have to overhaul your life to feel better.
That's right.
You don't have to wait for Monday for the perfect moment. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to show up one small choice at a time. That truly is how real transformation happens.
Exactly. So if anything that we shared tonight resonated with you, whether you've been stuck in a rut, craving more energy, or just feeling like you've put yourself last for too long, let this be your reset, a little spark to remind you that change is possible and it can start today.
And if you're looking for more structured support, coaching, or accountability, we're just a message away. You deserve to feel healthy, strong, and vibrant, not just the summer, but in every season of your life.
Thank you so much for spending time with us. You took 30 minutes tonight to really invest in your health, and that is what matters, right? More than you know.
So let's stay hydrated, move your body in ways that you love, be kind to yourself, especially when things aren't going perfect. And remember, progress, not perfection. We've got this.
And just a quick reminder to register and join Chris Combest and me for our next monthly wellness webinar, which is going to be on Thursday, July 17th. And that's called Sun, Fun, and Self-Care. So we will see you soon. And until then, keep showing up for you.